Hope you're doing well. Let me see, this one's going to air. By the time this one airs, kids will be in school. Oh, yeah. So parents hopefully have a little more time to themselves. Kids are in school, which also means that on the downside, they're all together, passing their viruses on to each other. So I expect this first month or so to be quite the time of turmoil of one kid passing his sickness on to another. But such is life. Look, I just want you to know that as we get into this period of time, and I think it's a very interesting period of time with all the things going on in our country and around the world, the one thing that always remains is the faithfulness of God. And I just want you to consider that from a very distinct viewpoint today. Now, I've talked about my pets in the past, specifically dogs. One of the things I enjoy about a dog, which decides whether a dog is a good dog or a bad dog for me, is whether they listen. Not so much they come to every command, they do exactly what I want them to do. That's not the point. But are they loyal? For example, I had little Charlie who was, I don't know what he was. He was a mix of something, but no matter where I went, that dog had his eyes on me and was beside me. And nothing could get in the way. If I was around, he was going to be there. One of the things that I'm learning about Lucy, this new addition to our family, is that she keeps a distance, but the distance is never so far as to lose sight of me. In other words, she always wants to be around. She wants to know you're there. That issue of faithfulness, of being able to depend on a dog, is what gives an owner a sense of comfort. It's the one thing that you can't always manage, meaning you don't know what circumstances are going to present themselves. But is the dog going to be faithful in the midst of various circumstances? Can you count on the dog ultimately to be faithful to whoever the master is? And in many ways, listening to what Pastor Jim and Pastor Mitch shared on Sunday while I was gone, and by the way, I'm so thankful to have so many amazing, gifted people in this church that can speak and share their hearts. So many that have pastoral gifts and attributes. But this issue of just simply waiting, how do we know that we're faithful to God if we never are tested? Nothing ever happens in our life if everything goes as we want it to. Now, I know there's various Christian groups out there that proclaim this relationship to God, that if you're rightly related to Him, everything's just going to be flowers and roses all the time. But we all know that's not true. And the people that are preaching that are just fakes. I don't even know how else to describe it. They're just frauds. It's not true for them, and it isn't true for anyone in their congregation. And they're just pushing out these euphemisms that hopefully will benefit them financially. That's the only reason they do it. Life is just simply not like that. And God does allow us, as was shared on Sunday, to go through trials. And what is He teaching us to do? Keep our eyes on Him. I can trust my dog because she keeps her eyes on me. Or I know she wants to be around the family. And that other people, while she may be friendly, they're not as important. That is important. Doesn't God Himself want to know that in the midst of all the circumstance, detail, obstacles, situations, people, whether they be personal or impersonal, circumstances that are personal or impersonal, that ultimately our eyes are on Him. In other words, we don't want to be too far away from Him. We want to keep Him in sight. We want our faith to be grounded in something that is substantial, something that remains, that Hebrews 6 and verse 18 and on, that sure hope that's established within the veil. Now, this is why Paul would say in 1 Corinthians 10 and verse 13, look, you haven't faced a temptation that isn't common to mankind. If we're looking to get through life with nothing happening to us, then there's no way that we can say that we're truly loyal to God. If you think that your relationship to God means everything's going to go good, I would encourage you to read your Bible, because that's not the case. Not in any person's life in the Bible. But what he goes on to say, God is faithful, and he always provides a way of escape. In other words, he provides his life for every situation we go through. Keep your eyes fixed on him in Hebrews 12:1. Let him be the author and the finisher of our faith. Stay close. Keep your eyes fixed. And you know what? In due season, what we have attached our faith to will be true. God will show himself real, not only in your life, but to others. It will be provably true to them that our faith is in much more than just the circumstance of our life. Pray for Lucy. I want her to be a dog that keeps me in focus, or our family in focus. She's pretty good at it. We just got to work on it a little bit more. It makes for a loyal dog. Till next time, friends, God bless you.